Going on? What's going on, man? We in here. We in here, man. We in here. Credit special still going on. Listen, real fast before we get started. As I posted today, Kamani McClain posted him in some Gucci stuff. So I put it on the Facebook page. If y'all don't follow us on Facebook, put it on the Facebook page. I'm gonna bring that up for you. I put it on the Facebook Footballville page. If you can't comment, it's because you're not a member. Only the villains can comment right off the bat. We get 70% likes. We get the likes up to 70%. We'll open it up for everybody. But I posted it on the Facebook page, on the Facebook page today. If y'all not follow us on Facebook, go follow us on Facebook. Hit like button for us. And I was talking back and forth with some people, man. They said I was colorblind. He had on red and green, orange, green, whatever. But what I realized was that after talking to some of these people, and looking at the comments and going back and forth with some of them, I'm gonna read a few of them. Reaching, what city is he from? Why would anyone want to go to Miami? I get that it's the city of Miami, but I love to play in front of fans. So yeah, I'd rather just, instead of going to a nice big city, I'd rather have a bunch of fans in the stands 5 times a year. Trade that for living in the city every day. How can he be fully committed to Miami if he didn't commit, which means he's keeping his options open? You can't be a source and not be smart enough to realize that. So I asked the guy back. So he's not committed. And Randy said, no, he's not. That's why he didn't sign anywhere on National Signing Day. He's a smart kid. He's not going to jump head first into the program, knowing that's bigger and better for him career-wise. And he'd be wasting talent going to Miami. He's not committed until he signed. As of now, he's not committed. A couple people say, oh, man, all that talent, he's going to JUCO. You know what I realized? I realized that some people have totally forgotten, forgotten. So let's go back and do a little history. In 2017, right? In 2017, NCAA started something called National Early Signing Day. Now, this is expertise, but I'm going to talk about recruiting and signing for a little bit. In 2017, they started Early Signing Day, where recruits can sign early. I totally forgot why they did it. But you were able to sign early. And the regular signing day, you were able to sign in December, and the regular signing day was in February. February was when everybody would get together, all to shut everything down. I remember I've called in to work a couple of times, and it would be the big signing day, and all day long kids would be signing and throwing hats and flipping hats and putting on hats. And that was in February. Now December, with the transfer portal and everything being right now, and colleges pushing kids to lock it down earlier, because the earlier you get a kid locked down, the less you got to worry on the back end. I get it. A lot of kids, most of the kids, are signing on early signing day. This happened. But the original signing day is in February. And talking to some of these fans, I realized that they see a signing day and then somebody not sign. I think some of them are, like he called it, National Signing Day. Some of them are looking at it like, oh, he didn't sign on signing day. Then something got to be wrong. Now, colleges have done a great job at getting most of the kids to sign on signing day. But there's a couple of top guys that have not signed anyway on signing day. Nicholas Harbaugh. The kid Deuce Robinson. Deuce Robinson, I think going to Georgia, between Georgia and USC. There's a few. Like I say, Nicholas Harbor. We was hard on Nicholas Harbor trail for a while. Jelani McDonald. They say he'll eventually end up at Texas. These are all top kids. All top kids that haven't signed yet. Then you got Mikal Harrison Pilot. He's another TCU, Houston kid. So there's a few top kids that haven't signed. For whatever reason. I get it. Just sign the paper so at least we know we have you. But once you become official and you sign, now you have to be officially omitted. Clearinghouse and everything goes through. Officially. So until you go through that process, you don't have to be officially anything. But I say that to say this. I think a lot of fans have forgotten about the period that just happened, this early period. And the other period is February. Does it give Mr. McClain time to be thinking about other schools? And now, yeah, it does give him time to be thinking about other schools. But it also gives him time to clean up anything he has wrong that may be wrong. All he missed was early signing day. We got time. What's going on, man? 786-405-9499. 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, you need your credit fixed. There's a number right there, 954-800-8479 on the screen. Just send them a text. If you can't comment, it's because you're not a villain. And only the villains can comment until we get 70% likes. And right now we're sitting at let's see. $50, we got 120 in here. Oh, got about 55. Yeah, about 55. We might about 55. We're trying to get to 70% likes. Once the likes get up there, we'll open the comment section for everybody. That's the drill. We do it every day. But yeah, wanted to get that out there. Yeah, because I'm realizing that Hurricane McClain. Thoughts on wide receiver Hall? You talking about Ajayi Hall? I think Ajayi Hall is having a rough time following rules. Ajayi Hall went from Alabama. He went from Alabama to Texas. Two awesome opportunities. And I think he has left. I think he recently left Alabama. Yeah, I think Ajayi Hall is having a hard time following rules. And they're not going to keep giving him chances. You asked about Eric Gilbert. Eric Gilbert mentor says Georgia wide receiver needs your prayers. This must be that was a while ago. So he sat out for a while. He didn't play. What is he in the portal or something now? Let's see. Yeah, I'd be surprised. I know I'd be surprised if we see a Jai Hall. Jai Hall may have to go. This will be his third chance. Jai Hall may have to go backwards a little bit and prove himself. So Gilbert started at LSU, was at Georgia, into the transfer portal. Yeah, I don't think I think if you're talking about per se like with Miami, like Miami's very particular and peculiar who they put in that locker room, bro. They're going to be very, very particular who they add to that locker room for numerous reasons. I think there's obvious reasons, along with the height and size that we see them recruiting. They also want to recruit a certain type of kid with a certain type of mentality. So with all these kids out here and with all these kids out here and the transfer portal and recruiting and so many names out here, you could be really selective at who you choose. Even some local kids that jumped in the portal, man, that those stuff, man, they didn't touch them, bro. Um, some of them they didn't even look their way at all. Let's see where we at with the likes. We getting there. We close. We almost there. Need a few more likes, man, and we can open up for everybody. Shout out to Sammy Ramirez. People forget we got Brown, which he's more college ready. People forget we got Brown, which he's more college ready. Put in the chat why you think Brown more college ready, Ramirez. Oh, he's a bigger kid. Very very intelligent kid on the field and off the field. Uh, um, I don't think it's the fact that people forget, man. I think hype is hype. I think Kamani McLean's the number one cornerback in the nation. He comes with a bunch of hype, a bunch of attention, and it be like that sometimes. It was just like James and Cam. James came with all the hype. James came with more hype than Cam. He was the number one safety in the nation. But it don't always. It don't. That's not how it always turns out. Now, also today, local kid Teddy Bridgewater will be taking snaps cause Tua has ended up in the transfer portal again. And I love to see Teddy get a shot, but I hate to see when Teddy get a shot and all the local fans and local people are talking crazy and talking down on Teddy, man. One of the best to ever do it. Um, I hate it. I hate it to see somebody who's actually in the community. You actually physically see him in the community, doing what a lot of guys don't do. And from a football standpoint, the community, a lot of the community can't get behind that guy, and that bothers me. That's kind of weird to me. I mean, if you ask me, that goes down like that. So let me check the likes and see if we close. So we have 155. We have 155. Okay. So I see we got our likes up. So now we're opening up for everybody. The 305 say now you hit the subscribe button because if you're not subscribed, sometimes it won't let you in right away either. Question: Was Kamani being recruited heavily by Dion prior to accepting the Colorado job? I don't. I think the Dion. I don't even think it was really Dion, bro. What I heard was that Travis Hunter gave him a call. They probably put Travis Hunter on him. Her Dion. It wasn't really Dion calling kids. I mean, a lot of the kids who talked earlier were talking about a lot of assistant coaches. But I heard Travis Hunter gave him a call and basically talked to him, yada yada yada. I think this is what I think. Because of Kamani McLean's situation and because of the school of Colorado, unless Colorado has changed something, the reason Michigan State coach left, I heard, was because you can't get any kid into Colorado. Now, maybe Dion expected this before he went there. Maybe they've changed something. So, with Kamani McLean's situation and Colorado being as strenuous as it is, if it's the same as the past, Colorado being so far, Kamani McLean mom being big on trust and sending her kid to somebody she can trust, that is hard for me to believe. We watched Dion go to Jackson State, recruit a bunch of kids, and get up out of there in 3 years? Normal. Coaches do it all the time for a better position. But at the same time, you can't help to say we watched it happen. You recruited Coleman over there. I think Coleman is in the transfer portal. I don't know if he's committed to. I don't know if Coleman is committed to Colorado. What was Coleman name? Coleman State. But the bottom line, we watched that. We watched it, and you can't change the fact that we saw that, and you can't change the fact that his mom saw that. So that'll be hard for me to believe. Kevin Coleman. They still have him down to Jackson State. But I think he's jumped in the transfer portal. Doesn't even have a transfer portal crystal ball. So when it comes to that situation, I think Travis Hunter gave him a call, and I think it was something to think about. But I also believe that the reasons he didn't commit were a lot bigger bigger than just Dion giving you a call. Like I say, knowing the mom and the things that I heard, not sure if that's the type of thing that'll move her. Street of Jason Marshall coming to UM. Bro, listen, Jason Marshall put up some looking eyes. I haven't heard anything about Jason Marshall. Last year we were all over the Jason Marshall thing. I haven't heard anything about Jason Marshall coming to UM. Let me see. Let me check one more thing. Let's see. That would be a good. Yeah, I loved. I was big on Jason Marshall coming out of high school. Was I? That'd be a big pickup. Yeah. In my circle, I haven't heard anything. I saw him put up the looking eyes, and people started asking questions. No transfer from in-state rival. Well, Florida State just took Darryl Jackson from us, didn't they? What you mean by that, Marvin Belly? So Tua was concussed when he threw those three interceptions. I'm asking for a friend. Oh no, dog. Was he? Was Tua concussed when he threw those interceptions? Which hit are they trying to say? How? When did he become concussed? Which hit are they? Which hit? Which hit? They talking about? I didn't see the hit. That they say he came concussed on. To be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't see. I didn't see the hit. But even with three interceptions, bro, like Tua stacks up with the best. I think he's like top seven quarterback. I think he's number one in quarterback rating. Um, he has 24 touchdowns. They led to 8 interceptions, which he threw three the other day. So he only had five, and that's one of the lowest. If you compare him to the top seven guys that he did, it's one of the lowest. It's one of the lowest. Well, even with the three, even with the three, it's still one of the lowest of the top 10 quarterbacks. Uh, I just think sometimes people knee jerk react on things, man. This is first year with this with the weapons he has, and I think he showed improved with the weapons that he had. Tyreek Hill is. They say Tyreek Hill is having the best year of anybody who ever debuted on the team for the first time. You think all that just on Tyreek Hill? Did y'all see the Derwin James hit? They got him kicked out the game. Let's see. Did y'all see the Derwin James hit? They got him kicked out the game tonight. Just regular old hit. So yeah, tour. Let's see. So tour is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's number 7 with 25 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He threw three of those Saturday. Jared Goff, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's the only one that has less interceptions than everybody else has more interceptions than Tua. Everybody else has more touchdowns than Tua too. But Kirk Cousins has 27 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He's number 4. Josh Allen has 32 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. Tua has the highest rating, quarterback rating, higher than Patrick Mahomes, higher than the dude that's playing tonight, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is not even in the top 7. Bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I got my boy KB, man. I'm going to bring KB in here. Yeah, I don't know, man. KB, what's up?
What's going on, Street?
I hate, dog. Man, I can't get on the Tua hate train. I can't, dog. They hated him. They hated him. Listen, man, he's still top 7 quarterback. He's top rated. He has a top rated quarterback rating. Whatever formula that is that they put together. He's number 1, goddamn.
It's like I think a lot of it is like it's like a Chad Pennington type deal. You know what I'm saying? It's if you allow him to do what he can do, he's gonna eat you up. And I mean this is just for like the tour detractors. If you allow him to do what he does, he's gonna eat you up. But if you can take away that middle of the field, make him throw outside the numbers more often, put some pressure on him, kind of a different ball game or whatever. But again, like you said, he's still learning. I myself am not a fan of Tua, but I will admit, man, this man had a ridiculous year. But I think yesterday, I don't think it's just the 3 interceptions. It's also, man, they're on a 4-game losing streak, bro. I mean, they was sitting pretty top of the, you know what I mean? Ready to be top of the division and all that. They was sitting pretty for a minute, man. Now it's starting to come down. So, quarterback get all the praise when they win. Quarterback get all the blame when they lose. Tua is also a polarizing quarterback down here. You know what I'm saying? Or actually, nationally. Some people think he got it. Some people don't. So I think that's going to always be the thing. But he was lights out for the majority of the year. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah, they said Tyreek Hill is having the best debut of any player ever to debut at a team.
Yeah.
He didn't do it by himself.
Right. Somebody got to give him the ball. Somebody got to give him the ball.
Right. He played wide receiver.
Yeah.
He didn't do it by himself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it ain't like you lining them up all in the backfield as much as like Kansas City would line them up in the backfield and all this kind of stuff. And we ain't doing it that much. We moving them around, but the coach is that dude was good, man. But you got somebody got to throw that ball. Yeah, somebody got to throw that ball though. And I think with Tua, I think it's the coaching. Tua is much like Chad Pennington. Like he's a great guy to run a complex system with. You know what I'm saying? But it's just when you have to throw outside the numbers consistently, it's going to be a little different for him. But he's one of those great quarterbacks you can run all kind of trickery with, run like a West Coast offense, a lot of crossing route. He will eat you up, man. He's a very smart quarterback, very accurate in between the numbers, extremely accurate. And you got to coach to take advantage of it, man.
Yeah, I think it's just feeling that. But I think the coach is the guy, man. And I think he's gotten Tua to play well. Now, the 4-game losing streak, shit, we just going to put that on Tua? I know that the offense struggled 2 games ago. Yeah, the offense struggled 2 games ago. But the last 2 games, I think they played decent. In this game, he just melted down to 4. Were they trying to say he had a concussion when he was throwing the interceptions?
Yeah, and I don't. That bothers me. I don't buy that because he had a good game. I don't know. Maybe it came at the end. I don't know, bro. It doesn't. No, that don't jive with me. That concussion thing is kind of weird. Sound like protection to me.
So listen, man, I actually spoke to somebody on the team, bro. And I was like, hey, bro, why did y'all suck so much, right? Like, do you know why y'all suck this year? Talking about the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
And his answer was chemistry. And I knew what he was trying to say because we talk about it all the time, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
His answer was chemistry. He said it was like chemistry, man. I say, yeah, man. I mean, I could tell they was challenging y'all homeboys, huh? And coming in there and rubbing everybody wrong. He was like, yeah, they even challenged me. See, my position coach challenged me. So it sounds like after Texas A&M, Middle Tennessee, it was like All right, man, we gotta focus on recruiting and focus on who gonna be here.
Right.
And literally threw the season away, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah,
I
I was.
told you before. I told you before, and we talked about this numerous times. And you had some former Hall of Famers, say things like, "Man, they did something wrong to those kids." That was after what was after the
Right.
Middle Tennessee game. It
Right.
was to me, it was obvious. It's not easy. These kids don't just wake up in the morning and suck or things like that. And yeah, some of them,
Don't want to play
it
football.
goes
Right. Yeah.
exactly. It goes on both
Yeah.
sides though. It might be a buy-in issue, but it's like you explained. It's a way you do it, and I think he decided to just light a match to the whole thing. I didn't think that was necessary at all. I really didn't. I really thought you should have adjusted and you could have got some more out of these players, had a better season and all this kind of stuff. But he didn't care. Like you said, he just decided to light a match to it, tear the whole foundation down and rebuild the house. That's what he decided to do. So
Yeah, because I guess the new dynamic is how do you get players out the program? Like that's some new shit. That's a new part
mhm.
of college football that is like, man, you ain't just gonna get here and you ain't gonna just sit here and be a counselor. You ain't gonna just sit here and not know how to work. You ain't just gonna sit here and smoke weed in front of everybody. How do you get, you know what I'm saying? How do you get them out of here? And I guess the way you get them out of here is what we saw. And I know you don't agree with that. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of confirmed. I mean, he's a kid. His word was chemistry, but I actually knew exactly what he was trying to say. The locker room was jacked up. But at the same time, the kids coming in that only know college football one way, and that'll be the Mario way. But also, some kids are just created different. I was talking to Twan today about this, man, and Cam Kitchens was indoctrinated with Manny Diaz. Too
Right.
bad we only got Cam Kitchens to go to, but you got Cam, and I guess James is acclimated still, and there's a few other kids that just kept going. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Manny Diaz, Cam Kitchens came in with Manny. I think some kids are just created different. And that's why it didn't matter who was calling the signals for Cam. He just wanted to play football. Other guys didn't deal with adversity as well. It seemed to be. Somebody say Mario got this. We hope so.
We hope so. We'll see.
But we still listen. Ain't been no changes now. We're gonna wait till after the bowl season. First we said there ain't been no changes, and there may not be any changes.
That's gonna be a rough one.
There may not be any. There may not be any.
That's gonna be a rough one. Stir Will said, "Why not just blow it up in the beginning?" What you think about that, Street?
Why not just blow it up for him? Because you got a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Right.
He was saying he was a first rounder. He Heisman Trophy candidate. All right, let's see if we can go in here and ride on his back. Holy crap, that dude don't even fit no saddle. You notice that in Texas A&M? Like, oh man, this is all wrong.
That's still weird to me. Street just after the story. I was more confident after the Texas A&M loss. I'm like, we got something here. The coaches are doing, man, because we beat them up and down the field. We just didn't score. We beat them in every statistical category just about. We just didn't score. And the TBD thing was kind of weird, but it was just an automatic, like, okay, we need to get TBD back to doing what he was doing. Yes, we love the running game, but we can't go anywhere without TBD. So it's like once we get that on board, I don't think many of us was that worried. And then the Middle Tennessee thing happened, and then I'm like, oh God, what is wrong with TBD? You know what I mean?
Right.
But I just to see what made them say, nah, we're not gonna do. I'm just like, we played that good against Texas A&M, and we just decided maybe it was the Middle Tennessee thing. Maybe that was just like, all right, no, I'm not about to do this. Work with every single kid and get him acclimated. And I don't know.
Right. I know. I thought going into that Texas A&M game that we was going there with an edge because we had TVD. Um, and yeah, he couldn't outdo them cats they had over there. And they were trying to figure out if they even had a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So long said, why do we keep calling Gaddis offense? Mario brought this offense with him from Oregon. Gaddis is an extension of the Oregon OC. You agree with that? I don't get
No,
into all that talk. Yeah, some people say we're
I
trying to run
don't.
Michigan offense. Some people say it look like Oregon offense. Shit confuses me. I don't get. I don't know. I don't get into all that. That's it confuses me.
I don't think so because if that's what he wanted to do, I understand why you say that, Saddam. But I feel like this if that's what he wanted to do, there would have been never been like Joe Brady talks. You know what I mean? We were trying to go after a guy that was probably going to run something different. But then the Broyles Award winner came open, and we just brought him in. And so this is what whatever Gaddis has decided to run for whatever reasons is what he wanted to do. We know he's run different offenses. So for whatever reason, this is what he wanted to do. I can't look at it like, man, this is what Mario demanded. I know he has a hand in it. You know what I'm saying? He has to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't
Right.
think his just automatic thing was like, I need to run what we did in Oregon. Because that's the case. We wouldn't have went after Brady. We went after the Toledo guy. So I don't think that's what happened. Just me personally.
Right. Gaddis is not a championship OC in my eyes. Nah, Gaddis don't look close to a championship OC. Um, no, but I think it looked like Mario may be hinging to the side of not wanting to change anything as this thing get redid. It's almost like, all right, man, we rebuilding this thing, man. Why the hell we changing the OC for? It ain't what it's gonna look like in 2 or 3 years anyway.
uh, I don't know. Well, we'll see if Gaddis is even comfortable. He may not like it here.
I don't think he
We'll
do.
have to wait and see on that. Right.
Yeah, I don't think Gaddis likes it here. I think yeah, I think we always talk about fire, fire, fire. I mean, I could see Gaddis being on the first train out of here.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't have to go. It doesn't have to go that one way. Like he doesn't have to be fired.
Hmm.
I, I could see him getting another job somewhere else.
Right. And again, if you go back and replay Gaddis's offense, I don't think it fit here at all. Like, don't get me wrong, kids can adjust. I just don't. I don't know. It didn't fit here. Aside from the injuries and being able to execute honestly, but if you go back and watch the offense, the guys were getting open. Guys were getting open. Maybe the plays were slow developing or whatever, but guys were getting open. Like I think we take away too much. We don't look at the fact enough that TVDs were struggling bad. Whatever it was, Reeds, he was struggling bad. Couldn't find the open guys, and a lot of that had to do with the line. The line was holding up for him, and maybe he was scared, and all those all those things play into it. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Mario looks at it like that.
Hmm. Yeah. I hope Mario right. I mean, because we've heard enough. Yeah, I know. I hope you're right, dog. Because we've heard enough stuff uh, about not even football stuff, just chemistry stuff in the locker
Right.
room with
Yeah.
Gaddis and our our people getting along with her and stuff like that. I hope our $8 million coach know what he's doing.
I do too. Football, the football can be fixed. Football is an easy game. It doesn't change much. The football can be fixed. When it's the
Right.
person, that's the problem. We got to hope there's an adjustment there or that we see something better.
When it's the person, that's the that's the problem.
Hmm.
Yeah, when I think back to Enos, I think Enos just was a He just seemed like a bad spirit guy, dog. Like he would come to the press conferences. Um, he just seemed like a bad spirited guy, and you could feel it. Like he always was frowned up, and I can only imagine that that translates to the kids. It translates to the locker room.
hmm That's what we talked about the other day. I don't know, like I'm sure there's a lot of Dolphins fans in here. What have you? So he watched that game yesterday. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I watched some of it. After those interceptions, after something will go bad, you saw those players running to the coach, tapping him on the shoulder, or whatever it may be. Like I saw defensive players. Like, don't worry about the coach. We gonna get the ball back. I saw
Right.
offensive players get back on the field, slapping him on the back and all that. Those guys are ready to run through a wall for that man. They love that man. And I haven't been watching the Dolphins all season. And I'm just
Right.
looking at it like that's something you just don't see every day. And
I
that's
think
what
they like
coaching is
playing for
about.
him. Yep.
Yes, that's what it's all. That's what coaching is about, man.
Yeah, I think they like playing for him. I think they like playing for him, and AJ said it, man. Good coaching is when you can get your kids to buy into what you preaching. And
hmm
Miami like a different team instantly. Josh McDaniels, he just seemed like a quirky guy, like one of those
hmm
evil geniuses. You know what I'm saying? A little off, little Elon Musk with him.
He's a weirdo, and he's young. He's a
Yeah,
weirdo though.
right, right. And it seems like they like it.
Right.
You might say trade Tua for Lamar Jackson. I don't
What
think
I've
we
been
want.
saying.
You think
I
so?
said
You
it,
want
Street.
Lamar Jackson?
I,
You think Lamar
I
Jackson
would.
can deal with Tyreek Hill and
Heck, man,
Waddle
Street.
and
What did you, man? Like you said, man, the NFL might try to block that thing, man. We get that boy over here with Tyreek. Man, NFL ain't going for that. Yeah, but yeah, I said that. I said, man, the way Tua playing, he's got to have some value. I don't think that Baltimore and Lamar thing is going to end well. Unless Baltimore just go ahead and say, man, what do you want? Here go the check. I think that's the only way it's going to end well. I would
we give
say,
Tua and
listen,
Waddle.
especially, I would no. I would give them Tua. No. I would give them Tua, whatever many draft picks it takes. I don't think I got a player that I'm willing to give. I mean, I would give him a player as long as it's not Phillips, Christian, Tyreek, or Waddle, or Xavier. Everything else is on. They have it. It's like five guys that you can't have. I give you many draft picks as you want. I give you Tua. I mean, Tua's got to have some great value. Man, the man played amazing.
He
He
gotta have
played
some value.
amazing, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, they could. Man, they could have whatever they need.
Some people saying
Lamar.
they're not letting Lamar Jackson go.
I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know. I think that situations are gonna get that bumpy. I know they're gonna try to franchise him, which you can franchise him 2 years in a row. But I don't know, man. You might have an unhappy locker room, a guy that gets a splinter and say, "I ain't playing today." You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
like Deshaun Watson sitting over there with 250 million guaranteed. I should be able to get whatever it is I want. You know what I mean? As long as it's in that ballpark, but above. So he's got to get something around 275 guaranteed with maybe like a total of 300. You know what I'm saying? That you can reach. You know what I mean? It's got to be something. If Deshaun can get that, man, come on, man. And I don't think Baltimore going to do it. We cheap.
So 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 what are we talking about here though? Like Baltimore don't want to give him the money, and then you trying to say they won't trade him, and they're just going to franchise him. So they're just going to be like, listen, man, your contract is your contract. Play it out.
Well, no, it's not that the contract going to be up. What they're going to be saying is, look, we're not,
Well,
you
the
know,
rules are the rules. Yeah, we can franchise you two
right.
more years,
We
basically. Yeah.
franchise 2 years. Yeah.
So what are we looking at here?
Mm.
Like you don't want to trade him. You don't want to give him his money. Yeah, playing
Right.
football, your life. Listen, your time is ticking. It's crazy,
hmm
bro. Yeah, it's crazy, especially for a quarterback like him. His time is ticking.
Mm-hmm. This dude's MVP. You see that team go as you go. You can't. I need you to name his wide receivers that's any good. Like, come on, man. Like that man is doing amazing things out there, bro. Amazing things, and they
Ron
still
Davis
won't
Hall
give
say
him a number
Lamar ain't
one.
getting no 2-5 stopping. So how, Ron Davis say Lamar ain't getting no 275. Cal, stop it. Well, how well
Hmm.
how well how did Massage Guy get 250?
Exactly.
Who's better?
See, what you have is people still have that thought process. It's people that I don't like to throw that term around and call people haters and nothing like that. So that's not what I'm doing. But it's people just that don't want to see what they seeing in front of them. They want Lamar to just be a runner and not be able to really win games like that. It's some people that are like that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see something different. They still, oh,
Right.
he's a running back playing quarterback. Okay, right. So his all his passing numbers don't mean nothing. It's just only when he runs. That's the only value he has. So his passing numbers mean absolutely nothing with no wide receivers. That same thing, that same excuse y'all was giving TVD. TVD ain't got no receivers. Ain't nobody getting open. Oh, okay, but when it's Lamar, okay, I understand now.
Let's see Lamar's stats, though. Let's see what Lamar has done. Mm. Let's see
I
Lamar
want to know which one of
Jackson.
y'all is saying that. Which one of y'all are saying that Deshaun Watson is better right now? Ain't nobody gonna
Right,
say that.
right. If Deshaun got the money, so what are we trying to? Ooh, look at this, man. Oh, look at this, though. Look at what Lamar have
Mhm.
accomplished, though. This is wow. That 2019 NFL Most Valuable Player, first team All Pro 2019, two-time Pro Bowl 2019, 2021, NFL passing touchdown leader in 2019, Burt Bell Award, Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Award, Walter Camp Award, AP College Football Player of the Year. We just need our own league. We just need to start our own league.
Thank you, brother.
Dog,
Thank
this
you.
man has did everything, dog. He's
Mm,
101 to
thank you.
38 in interceptions, pass let me see, 12,000 passing yards, 4,000 rushing yards, 24 rushing touchdowns. I want
Jesus.
to see his winning percentage. I want to see how many games he's won.
Mhm. And listen, people are saying the Browns paid too much money for Watson, and all
It
that
don't
is
matter.
irrelevant if you understand. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you understand how the game is played, it doesn't matter if he's worth
It
it or
don't
not.
matter.
He set the market. That's what y'all got to understand. Kirk Cousins was never worth. He reset the market twice. Dak reset the market once. It's who set the market. So all that stuff is irrelevant. Just like somebody said, I think Chico said, you see what happened when they put something around Jalen Hurts. Nobody thought Jalen Hurts was going to be like this. And of course, you got to have some more seasons so we can know what he really, really is. But when you get guys good offense and put some guys around him, look at Jalen Hurts. It's taking what 3, 4 years to develop, and look where he is. Lamar still ain't had no weapons around him, and look where he is. MVP, playoffs. He's done all that stuff. The only thing he hasn't done is won a Super Bowl, and something is wrong with you if you hold that against him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Dog, I don't know if I'm looking at this blind. I remember I was once researching like who are the quarterbacks that came in and just started winning right off the bat. I was trying to off the bat. Like he turned Baltimore into a winner again right off the bat. No, he didn't win the
He
Super Bowl,
did.
but he'll go to the playoffs. Yeah. Somebody just said Lamar has been the Baltimore leading passer and rusher from day one. Dog, what is that? Like,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Oh, but it don't win Super Bowls. Well, only one team wins a Super Bowl. And he only been in the league, what, 3 years? Since 2019? 18?
He been at, what, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
He got drafted in 2018.
So
It's
4 years.
22. It's 4 years, bro.
Yeah. You
'What is this? What is this?
develop that fast in 4 years. This man is, man, come on.
4 years. What is this record?
4 years. This man is, man, come on. 4 years. 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 4 years Yeah, Chris said we feel the same about Lamar if he wasn't from South Florida. Yeah, it has nothing to do with him being from South Florida. It ain't like he was a hurricane. Um, because we would scream the same things for like Michael Vick. Like people have to get used to things changing, things being different. Like people are really hell bent on that, whole pocket cool QB run sometime. Bro, the man is a weapon. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
12 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Y'all want to hear who they is?
Go for it.
Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh motherfucker Allen, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford,
Oh
Dak
my God.
Prescott, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz.
Wow. Bro. There's only
128
one
million Carson
quarterback
Wentz,
on that
4
list.
years.
There's only one quarterback on that list that's better than him. And Lamar been playing for four
Should I
years
read
under
the
that
names
rookie contract.
again? Right.
Mm.
I remember that night he played against Jared Goff, and it made that was the first time I looked at a pocket passing quarterback, and it felt like he was handicapped playing against Lamar Jackson. Watching them duel like go back and forth, it felt like he was handicapped because he couldn't do anything but hope his receivers get open. And Lamar was running around and throwing the ball around, and that was the first time I looked at it. Was like, whoa, the pocket passing guy looked kind of handicapped. Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, higher paid quarterbacks than Lamar Jackson, dog. Carson Wentz won anything?
Nah, he had a good second year or something like that, but he ain't never been right since some injuries. And they paid him after
Oh,
that
let's
still.
pull up Carson Wentz. They paid him right after it, dog. Hold on, get your
Hmm.
money. Him and Jared Goff. Let's see when Carson Wentz got drafted. Carson Wentz drafted in 2016. This make me want to throw up, dog.
Hmm.
Unless somebody's not updating Carson Wentz Wikipedia. No, this makes me want to throw up, dog. He hasn't done anything. Oh
Yep.
my god. Who did he win the Super Bowl with?
He won it with Philly, but he wasn't. Foles won that Super Bowl. He was hurt, and Foles won that Super Bowl.
Oh, oh. Well, let's take that off his Wikipedia because that's there. He's been a
Exactly.
second team All Pro, Pro Bowl 2017, Burt Bell Award, 5-time FCS champion football, and that's all he's accomplished. He's thrown
Hmm.
for, let's see, they got his passing attempts up here. Oh my gosh. His passer rating is 62.7. Lamar's is 63.1. He has 151 touchdowns and 63 interceptions. Lamar has 101 touchdowns and 38 interceptions. He's thrown for 21,000 passing yards. Lamar's thrown for 12. His passer rating. His passer rating is 89. Lamar Jackson passer rating is 96. Lamar's rushed for 4,000 yards. Carson has rushed for 1,000.
Mm.
Lamar has 24 rushing touchdowns. He has 9. I want to see, though, how many games has Lamar Jackson won? That's what I want to see. Okay, here we go right here.
It's amazing people that say, "Man, this dude is overhyped." Like, bro, the man don't want the MVP in your face. It's like, how much better you want him to get?
Right. What is his record? Let me see. What is his record? Playoff profile. He's 1-3 in the playoffs, and he's 45-16 in the regular season, brother.
Mm,
What are we doing? Carson Wentz
right.
is 46. This can't be right. He's 46-44.
Jesus.
He's 46 and
Wow.
44, dog. And he's won.
Whew.
He's 0-1 in the playoffs. He's 0-1 in the playoffs, dog.
Mm,
So he's been in the league 1 year before Lamar Jackson. He's threw for 21,000 yards and Lamar threw for 12. That's what they're rating this off of.
I don't know. I don't know. Like somebody said, it's fine when Josh Allen is out there running and everything, but when it comes to Lamar, he's not a quarterback. Josh Allen was a worse passer than Lamar coming in. He's the worst passer in college. You watch Lamar throw in his Petrino system. He's got to be able to throw somewhat. This isn't a Georgia Tech quarterback running a triple option, bro. Got to be able to throw somewhere. But nobody really rags on. They just Josh Allen, cannon arms, just gonna need some time to develop. That's all you ever heard with him. And that boy was nothing but a
Well, he get
he was a
he get paid more than
bro.
Lamar, Cal. He get paid more than Lamar.
Man, come on, man.
Here we go,
It's
Jared
crazy.
Goff.
Yo,
Here we go, Jared Goff. What's up, bro?
what's
Richie
going
Rich,
on? What's going on, y'all?
chillin'.
Man, I had to come in here and chime in on this Lamar thing. The one thing I hate is when you have pundits, not even pundits, but fans in general, when they're like, "Oh yeah, I ain't looking at the stats. You know that running thing gonna be over shortly," and I'm like, Josh Allen threw for like 1,800 yards coming out of college. He sucked as a passer. Sucked. And people drafted him because he's 6'4", has big arm, blah blah blah. He was drafted in the first round, and it's like part of how you get paid with the NFL is what you've done as well as what you can project to do. There's no reason why after 2 years, after not doing nothing, somebody should have gave Josh Allen a contract extension, but they did because
Right.
that organization
Mm-hmm.
had a plan for him. And they went out, they got a whole bunch of different pieces. They made sure that their wide receivers stayed. They got more help in the backfield. They got that defense is littered with draft picks. And now you have a team. When you look at what Baltimore's doing, they take pieces of like players that are missing a finger, missing an arm, like just leftover players. They just got Sammy Watkins off of freaking injured
Urgent kill.
reserve, urgent
That boy
care,
walked out of urgent care and signed the contract.
and signed the contract. And I see him put his hand in the air to catch a ball. Like he hadn't played like half the season. They cut him, and it's like you're gonna sit here and really compare the what they're putting around Lamar Jackson to what they're putting around a Josh Allen. And then on top of that, you already named the 12 quarterbacks that are highest paid. Carson Wentz, right? Kyler Murray. I believe Kyler Murray
Mm-hmm.
deserves his money, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever see Kyler
Hmm.
Murray winning the Super Bowl ever. I'm sorry.
Jared Goff. I'm looking at Josh. This is
Jared
Josh
Goff.
Allen and Lamar Jackson comparison is interesting, dog. They're the same year. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson the same year. This is interesting looking at these numbers.
Didn't Jared
Josh
Goff
Allen,
get he got traded
yeah.
because he couldn't win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He just got traded, bro. Josh Allen is impressive, dog. 51-24 is his record.
Yes.
Huh?
He's a good quarter. Josh is a good. I don't think I want people to misunderstand that. Josh Allen is a good quarterback, very good quarterback. He developed, came a long way, 100%. Why we should have went out and got Dorsey, all that good stuff, right? But when he came in, he was just a runner, and it was exciting to watch because he was winning games. I saw him beat the Dolphins winning. I'm like, God, this dude's gonna be good if he can throw. Like Josh Allen, I love Josh Allen. The point we're making is you guys don't look at those guys the same. You're not giving Lamar the chance to develop the way people did with a Josh Allen. Like you said, Rich, they had a plan for Josh Allen, and they was going to stick this out. He got paid for not doing anything. Lamar has won the MVP. He had his team at the tip top in the regular season, and he's struggling to get the money that he's earned. Struggling to get the money that you've already been paying this man for 4 years under the what pick was he? A late first round pick. You've been paying him under that contract for how long? And you don't want to negotiate a real contract with the man, but you gave it to Josh Allen? Why?
Right.
What stat? Y'all in the comment section, what stat y'all want to go off of? Lamar has a higher passer rating than him. What stat that y'all want to go off of to compare these quarterbacks? That's what I want to know. How do you compare quarterbacks?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, you want to go
How
by
do you compare them?
accolades in
Because
the
I'm looking
NFL?
at. Oh my God!
He's got all
Nobody
of
has
that though.
accomplished more than Lamar Jackson. The
Right.
other guys don't have any of it. Any of it.
They don't have none of it.
None of
What
it.
you want to go by?
None of it, dog.
What is this QB rating? 90. And the QB rating was like a 90 something. Come on, man.
You can say what you want.
But
Yeah, Lamar Jackson QB rating is 96.7. Josh Allen's is 92.1. Jared Goff 92.5.
So, like, what do you say?
I don't know
to
what
that?
stat
Like,
y'all want to use.
Right. What do you say to that?
89. What stat y'all want to use? All y'all people saying that we just saying it because he's from Florida. What stat y'all want to use?
He from Florida. He black. That's why y'all saying that. He this, he that. I'll tell you what. Whether he was black, white, blue, purple, or green, the one thing I do know is when Lamar Jackson came in that first year in the league and he was running the same way he was running in college, every single coach, whether they were in college or the NFL, was like, and they did not care whether these quarterbacks were black, white, blue, purple, or green. They said, if your behind cannot run, you can't start for me. Trevor Lawrence had to start running.
Somebody said
the year. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I heard Sean Payton talk about what he had to do to prepare for Lamar Jackson. He flat out said, I will sit there and pay a guy. Hell, if I got to sign him to $1 million contract just so that I could simulate how we're going to defend a running quarterback throughout the year, I will sit there and do that. Because it's if you don't do it, you're going to lose.
Say Zach Wilson make more than Lamar Jackson. So somebody said they want to go off of wins. Zach Wilson makes more than Josh Allen winning. Josh Allen has 56 wins. I mean, I was just looking at it. Josh Allen is 51-24. Lamar Jackson is
he was at 45 wins or something like that.
Yeah, 45-16 losses.
Right, and Josh started his rookie year.
Yeah. Right. So somebody is one. So Josh Allen has 51 wins. Lamar Jackson has 45. Lamar has 16 losses. Josh Allen has 24 losses. Somebody said QB rating. Lamar Jackson QB rating is 96.1. Josh has 18,000 passing yards and 3,000 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson has 12,000 passing yards and 4,000 rushing yards. Josh Allen got 38 rushing touchdowns. God damn that boy. How big is Josh Allen?
That's a big boy, and he can run too.
That boy been running, boy. That boy been putting in some work. But his career history, his career highlights, dog. If you look at Lamar Jackson's career accolades, it is unreal.
All right. For everybody who's like, Josh Allen is the man. I'll tell you what. If Lamar Jackson goes to Miami Dolphins, I bet you $100 Buffalo's not beating Miami anymore. Period. I bet anybody that. Josh Allen is the man. I guarantee you.
Josh Allen can barely beat Tua.
Right? Do they do? And they're in the same division, right? Miami Dolphins and Buffalo.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, Buffalo will be a wild card for the rest of Lamar Jackson's career.
So how does Zach?
This is a fact.
Wilson get paid?
Who?
Zach.
Zach Wilson.
Zach what?
He was
Zach Wilson. I think he was a higher.
He was a higher draft pick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he got drafted the same year.
No, what it was I don't know when he got drafted, but he was like a top 15, top 10. What was Zach Wilson drafted, guys?
He was a top 10, I think.
So you know, the number one pick, the draft picks are layered now. So those top 10s are going to make more than those, you know, those guys on the back end. So Lamar's still under his rookie contract, you know. Oh, they say he was the number 2.
It's rough.
So he got paid.
Oh my God, he got paid. Right?
Yeah, he got really paid.
It's rough out here.
Now, Tua and Lamar probably making the same amount of money.
Tua probably makes more. I'm willing to bet Tua makes more. We picked Tua number what?
We know Lamar's better than Zach Wilson.
We know that.
Dang, they said we sunshine pumping Lamar because he's from Florida. Damn, so what are y'all saying? Y'all saying Lamar not better than Deshaun Watson? Y'all, what are y'all saying about Lamar Jackson? I'm trying to understand this, man.
That one guy is basically trolling. He's obviously a Baltimore fan, and that's completely fine. And I love it. You know, you can have your viewpoint. That's wonderful. But the facts are the facts. And if Lamar gets traded to the Dolphins, that's the first guy I'm gonna put $100 on the table for, and say, put your $100 up, and we're gonna see what happens when they go head to head.
That's just too much speed. That is too much speed. Him, Tyreek, and Waddle, and what's his name, Mostert. Like, man, that dude, man, the Dolphins head coach will go crazy, man, if they can pull that off. That's what they need to do.
Right.
And one thing you got to look at, people got to look at it like this too.
Cut from the Jets.
Like some people keep saying, some people said earlier about, oh, Lamar is exciting, yada yada yada. There's a lot of value to that when you excite and you win. So yeah, you may be paying Lamar, you know, like I say, it's gonna be $275 or better. You pay Lamar that, y'all have to understand the ticket sales they're gonna generate from that and everything else. So the money is not gonna be the issue. It's just a matter if you believe that you can go in there and win with that guy. And I'm 100% sure you can when he has those kind of weapons around him. Because to sit back and act like this boy can't throw still is like, come on, man. It doesn't make any sense. Y'all seen these games.
Yeah. Yep. And I wouldn't say it's what contract did Lamar deny. Um,
He
because
said he's an
here's my
idiot troll.
ceiling.
Wait 1 second, Rich. Rich, one
Yeah,
second. Who y'all talking about the troll? Which guy? Which guy?
G,
Gmail?
yeah,
Who the troll?
Gmail, CGS. That they got from that burner
Oh,
account,
okay.
Gmail.
He said he said he's an idiot troll. Go ahead with your point, though.
Um, my whole point is, at the end of the day, there's only one guy I really compare Lamar to from a serious perspective. And that's Patrick Mahomes. That's pretty much it because they're kind of in the same era. I saw how much
Hmm.
money Patrick got. He got $500 million, and I would say the short end of that is Deshaun, and Deshaun got 250 guaranteed. So if I'm Lamar,
Hmm.
if they are giving me anything less than 350, 400, I'm like, no. You paid a
That's what he's
dude
doing.
who got problems with, you know what I'm saying, keeping his hands to himself, or problems with with controlling his desires. You gave this man $250 million, and then you gonna sit there and the halfway point between 250 and 500 is what, 375. If you can't give me that,
Big
I'm
problem
a
with controlling his
MVP of the league.
desires.
Allegedly, allegedly.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, bruh. Like, no, nope.
Y'all keep saying the Ravens not letting him out of there, but like Radavius keeps saying like those guys are cheap. Baltimore is cheap. Like
Yeah,
we
they
could have
are.
done this already. They are cheap, and I that's why I say I don't think it's gonna end well. I don't. Like even if you franchise him two in a row, the franchise tag is the average of the top how many? What is it? The top three quarterbacks or something?
Yeah,
So he's gonna be paid 1 year an astronomical amount instead of you just going ahead and formulating the contract so the cap hit ain't as hard. Or so everything, you know what I mean? You can make it fit within your cap. So go ahead and do that as opposed to keep trying to franchise tag and then okay, what happens in 2 years? He's still playing at this level, then he walk off for free then. So you got to
yeah.
pick one. Or really, with the franchise, somebody may offer him the contract he won't. Now you got to match it or let him go. Like, come on, man, pick one.
They gonna have to pay that man almost $50 million next year, and it's good money. But at the end of the day, think about it for a second. Lamar is a quarterback. He's not a running back. If Lamar was to sit out, nobody would look at him the way they looked at Le'Veon Bell. They'll be like, "Oh, he's doing the best thing for his career."
Hmm.
So now you got a quarterback that's sitting out. He's still on the payroll. What you gonna do? Let him sit out for the year? You know that's not gonna happen. Not with Lamar,
So what do
because
y'all
at
think
that
the
point the
holdup
league,
is?
the
The
amount.
money, I
You
think.
think it's
Yeah, that's just that
no? You
simple.
think but what the holdup from giving him the money? You think it's the way he look? You think it's they don't want him to be the face of the French? The NFL is like, no, we
Baltimore won't.
can't.
They're, they're cheap. They're a cheap
Yeah,
organization.
Baltimore always want those hometown discounts. The Patriots are cheap too. They'll do the same thing, but the Patriots can flex that because they were winning so much.
Right.
But the Patriots are extremely cheap. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's the Patriots. You got to either, like LeBron say, fit in or fit out. Nobody ever. I don't think anybody has ever held that kind of power the Patriots had because they were winning like that. But nobody has that kind of power right now. So
Yeah. The reason it'll be a little bit different for the league because money talks. And if Lamar decided to sit out, I think the league would step in. And they wouldn't just find Lamar. I think it's way different than that. I think Lamar transcends the game so much, and they understand that. And if Lamar went on social media right now and was like, "Everybody buy my jersey, but I'm not gonna play," he's a type of player that can actually command that, right? And people will actually go out and buy his jersey. So it's a whole different dynamic with him because even whatever they find him won't cover how much money they're gonna lose in Baltimore and lose overall as a league. So the league will step in and be like, Baltimore, either y'all got to do something because we're not gonna lose that type of revenue. We not because y'all
or
want to be cheap.
but in all honesty, so the franchise tag, in order for that year to count, I think you have to what is it? It's either you can only miss 6 games or you got to play at least 6 games or something like that. He could pull that off because if you come, because Deshaun was doing this, was going to do that in Texas.
Yeah,
So he can pull that off, and he come, and they're gonna be like, man, he probably ain't even ready to play, or they might try to put him out there, diminish his value, in which he may go out there and up his value. So they're gonna be in between the rock and the hard place. The thing was, if you really wanted this thing to work properly, you had 4 years of paying this man a really trashy contract because of where he got drafted. In those 4 years, you had yet to go out and get some dominant receivers with the money that you're
right.
saving by paying this guy. Now you
Could have
got to pay the
stacked up
piper.
talent.
You
Right,
could have stacked up talent. You could have. I don't understand how Tyreek Hill hits the market and doesn't end up in Baltimore. I would have
right,
made that happen and told Lamar, we're gonna pay you next year because we're gonna front load Tyreek's contract so we can go ahead and be eating up this year. Then the salary cap balances back. Now we can pay you. That's how you do it. You're supposed to tier your guys. You know what I'm saying? You layer it so your cap hit and your salary, all that stuff matches out. You don't want to pay both guys, $40 million signing bonus in the same year. So you guys should have did whatever it took, whatever little funky draft picks you had. Y'all should have went and got Tyreek Hill. Pay Tyreek Hill his
right.
money, whatever, whatever. After the season, Lamar, we're gonna take care of you. He might not have liked that, but at least he can see something is coming down the pipe. And maybe he would have worked with you. Maybe he would have said, I can ask for 400, but dang, I can stay here with Tyreek and in this thing with a statue if I go to 350, go to
Exactly.
325. You know what I mean? But
And
we're
I
gonna see. I don't.
I remember not Streeter, but Shannon on Skip and Shannon when they were negotiating for Dak's contract. Shannon was like, "Don't give them no hometown discounts. I don't care who they get." He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "That's not how you do it in the locker room. Because once you start doing that, then everybody else got to take a hometown discount." That's from
Yep.
a former player. He's like, "You can't. Once you do that, then everybody got to take a hometown discount." No, and that's why it worked in New England because you had the GOAT taking a hometown discount. Now everybody that came to that franchise got to take a hometown discount, and that's you messing
Mm-hmm.
with people's livelihood.
And he did it so he could get some receivers. That's why he was mad because they didn't bring back West. But Brady did it so they could pay Wes Welker and make sure
Right.
his receiving core is still good. Like, yeah,
And that and
mm,
that blew up. That blew up in his face. That blew up in his face because
it it did.
you know it didn't really give him any more wins that he was not going to get anyway.
Yep. And he lost his buddy in the process.
Yeah. So even the players are like, look, bro, you cannot take a hometown discount because then when it come up to my contract, I'm gonna have to take a hometown
Hmm.
discount. Then it's gonna come back to the running back contract. Now he definitely gonna have to take a hometown discount. No, no, nope, can't.
Hmm.
The
It was it
quarterback
was it
cannot
was the
take a
same.
hometown discount.
It was the same thing with Kobe Bryant and Kobe. They asked Kobe. They were like, man, do you think that something to the effect? Do you think you're gonna give the Lakers a home contest? He said no. He's like they're gonna have to pay me. He's like they can afford to do everything else. They're gonna have to pay me. Kobe was not gonna budge on negotiation. Kobe got
Right.
paid exactly what he wanted. That's what you're supposed to do,
That's it,
especially
man.
in football.
So it's crazy. It's not crazy. It's just when you look at it, you need to just peel the band-aid off and let everybody go their separate ways. Um, Wherever Lamar goes, of course, we would love to see him down in South Florida. not just because he's a Florida kid, but Florida man.
That has nothing to
But
do with it, like at all. It's not. We're not
but
talking about a former Hurricane. This has nothing to do with
no,
it being from
no.
Florida.
It's because he actually has, or the Dolphins now are in a position where they got all this talent. They got Tyreek, they got Waddle, they got um a great defense. They got a lot of guys that are young but mature. They've been in the league for 2 or 3 years already. And we just hate seeing the same thing happens when we have all this stacked up talent um with the Dolphins. Like usually what happens with the Dolphins is you get all these guys on your roster and then they play for 5 or 6 years, never accomplish anything. And then now you gotta cut guys, you gotta rebuild a damn team, and you gotta start all over again. And you ain't even sniff the dang on, not even a
Hmm.
playoff sometimes. It's like, bro,
Hmm.
I like Tua, but are you really willing to sit there knowing that you got all these franchise quarterbacks who you could possibly trade for, and then just leave him there because you like him because he's your buddy? No, man, no. You could become as iconic as a team like I'm not even gonna go to Dallas because that's Dallas is a whole brand. But if you win like that at Miami, if you're consistently in the playoffs, if you go to a couple Super Bowls, um, I'm telling you right now, you'll become as iconic as you know. I'm trying to think of a team. I don't want to go stretch too far and say like the Steelers or something like that, but you know what I'm saying. You'll become
Hmm.
a Chicago Bears. You'll become a Oakland Raiders is a stretch, but as far as diehard fans, a lot of folks
Hmm.
in South Florida are not really Miami Dolphins. It's split. Like everybody's a Miami Heat fan. I always say this. Everybody is a Miami Heat fan. If you grew up in South Florida, you're a Miami Heat fan because they won, because they've been in the trenches. They went to the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Like Seattle, that's a great one,
Yeah,
George
that was a
Cherry.
good one. Good one,
That's a
George.
good
Good
one.
one.
You know, so coming out of that, everybody a Miami Heat fan, but not everybody is a Dolphin fan because the Dolphin, like, we be missing the playoffs. We be just and we be having talent sometimes. And you just be like, man, I ain't rooting for y'all no more. I can't. You find a way to screw it up.
Hmm.
So you can if you could become like Seattle where you win, let's say 2 Super Bowls out of the next 5, make 3 appearances or something like that, you're gonna gain a fan base that um you never had before. I think you really have something special.
Do it. It'll be. I think your. Let's put it this way. Your team would end up with a name. Like the teams you remember are, the greatest show on turf. You know what I mean? Purple people eaters, things like that. That
Right.
kind of off, like Lamar, Tariq, and what y'all gonna end with a nickname. I don't know what it's gonna be, but that would be a ridiculous combination. And like you say, you can capture a brand new generation and a brand new style of football, man. If you can get Lamar down here and you can win a Super Bowl with him, it'll be something totally different that we have never seen. The last time we had an exciting offense was Dan Marino and all his
Right.
weapons, and that's a different type of NFL. That NFL doesn't really exist anymore.
Nah.
I don't know when the last time we had anything dynamic on offense down here.
Yep. And Marino never had a running back. And then finally, when Marino retired, we went and got Ricky Williams. It's like that one piece that's missing, you know. Um,
Hmm.
Shout out to Ham 850. He said, "I don't like any Florida NFL team. I'm a Philly Eagles fan." That's how it is, man.
Hmm.
Like, you got some like folks in Lakeland and Tampa area. They might be Tampa Bay fans, but like not all the time.
Yeah.
It's
It is.
primarily when
And
they
we
win.
got we also got we're a city full of transplants too. That's one of the things. Like we're an area that's full of transplants. I said the whole South Florida is full of transplants. But again, like Rich said, man, the Dolphins make you apathetic to them. Like nobody wants to watch. Like, come on, man, this has been oh God, what we at 40, 50 years old. What? Let me see, 72. Oh my God, what are we at, like 50 years of this crap?
Man, yeah, 50 years, man.
Man, 50
50
years of no Super
years.
Bowl, bro. That is
God,
absurd. That's absurd, bro.
it
So
hurts,
it's like,
man.
that they hurts. And you're still, and much like the Hurricanes, you're still a brand. You're not the coolest brand anymore, but you're still a brand. Still the Dolphins. It's just that that 72 win season might be the only thing that keep from people from calling you the Cincinnati Bengals. Like you know what I'm saying? Like no matter what Cincinnati do, they still can't shake being Cincinnati.
Right.
It's gonna always be unless they do
It's
something
kind of
like
like
Tampa Bay
that.
did. Yeah.
Because
So
if you,
they do.
prior to Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals fans used to be like, "Yeah, I'm a Bengal fan," and they'll look at the ground and say, "Yeah, I'm a Bengal fan." You know what I'm saying? That's how you are as a
Mhm.
Dolphin fan. You're like, "Yeah, I'm a Dolphin fan." You know, you're not like the Cowboys fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. We gonna win the Super Bowl this year. We
Oh
can't do it.
man, I love laughing at them. Goodness gracious, I love laughing at them. But no, you're right.
Can't
Like
do it.
I tell people I'm a Dolphin fan, but I'm not a fan of the NFL anymore. Period. So I barely watch games. I rarely do. But if people ask me, I'm a Dolphin fan. I don't follow teams as closely, but being here, you have no choice but to help hear everything, so you know what's still going on, even if you're not watching the game. So I'll peek. I watched two, maybe three games this year, and not even full games. I watched one game because I just wanted to watch Teddy Bridgewater. I think I watched the Ravens game, and I watched yesterday because the only reason I tuned in yesterday because I'm you could see things on your timeline or really on my Facebook timeline, and they show like I think Streeter posted the 84 yard water reception. Then I see people saying damn tour. Then I'm like, let me see what's going on. So when I tuned in, it's the fourth quarter already, and I'm watching him throw picks. I didn't really care. I just kind of just like I'm so apathetic to the NFL game. I didn't really care. But just as a sports fan in general, sometimes you want to see and watch what's going on. So I tuned in. So I don't really care. And like I keep telling people, that's the only thing that's probably going to get me back to watching NFL games is the Dolphins getting Lamar. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the only time I will watch the game is if Lamar is playing. Otherwise, I don't really care.
Right. And I kind of do the same thing. I watch highlights. I don't watch a whole game for 3 hours. I'll just go ahead and watch the 10, 15-minute highlight and that's it.
Hmm. I don't agree with what Don is saying. The Dolphins have tried numerous moves. Whatchamacallit, their owner isn't cheap. He's a good owner. He just hasn't always had the right people in place as far as the GMs and stuff. Because we went out and gave Dominican Sue that monster contract. We tried to get Peyton Manning when he left the Colts. We tried hard. We flew out there to go holler at that brother. We tried to get Jim Harbaugh when he got fired. Like the Dolphins, they look. I didn't think they would go out and do what they did to get Tyreek Hill, but they did it. Then you see all the draft picks they've been swapping and all those things. Nah, I think the regimen is about it. I don't know. Going after Lamar would be a ridiculously huge move. But to say that they're not, the Dolphins are about that. They've been about that. They've been trying. They tried to get Tom Brady more than once. You know what I mean? So they'll try. It's just a matter of pulling it off.
Somebody said
So,
before
question.
Ricky, there was Cecil Collins. Check
Huh.
this out. When I worked at the state prison, right? One day I was working in the unit, and this dude walked up and he was with this other dude. He was like, "Man, you know who this is?" I said, "Nah, man." He said, "Man, this man playing for the Dolphins, man. This Cecil Collins." And the fan in me was still mad at Cecil Collins. I'm an officer, and he's standing in front of me as an inmate, and I still was mad at him. That's how crazy fans are, dog. The fan in me was still wanting to tell him something like, dog, and I think I actually said it to him, like, man, god damn. But he told me the whole story about how he got arrested. He was like, man, everybody knew I was hitting that lady. I got caught in the house, man, and they basically used me as a fall guy. Basically, like she got caught, and her husband was like, man, listen. And she just took her husband's side, and said he came through the window and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I was still mad at that man. As a fan,
Did
like
you
that
ever run in
matters.
the
Who?
I was gonna say, did you ever run in the? I don't know if he got locked up down here though. I was gonna say Lawrence Phillips.
Mm-mm.
I think he
My
got hit a couple of times down here.
My homeboy went out with Lawrence Phillips and the guy that was hired to keep Lawrence Phillips safe, right? They went to a club together. I was in North Carolina. My homeboy's in Miami. This how my homeboy called me the next morning. I didn't know he went out with Lawrence Phillips. This is how he called me the next morning. This is how the phone call went. Hello? Street. I said, yeah, what's up? It's Fraud. Anything you see on ESPN about Lawrence Phillips is true. That man is crazy. That's how the phone call went. He said the man was a dog. He said the man is a lunatic, dog. He said the man just was uncontrollable. Say he was in the club with his shirt. He said the man was just uncontrollable. With the guy with him that's supposed to be protecting him. And you trying to get him to play on Sundays.
Right.
It's
obviously something wrong with Phillips, man.
Right. If you that crazy, something out. Didn't he committed suicide, right?
Yeah, in prison. He they say he would go to like he had on I don't know, this might have been more than one occasion, like he would see a game going on, like how we used to play in the street or play out to a field, and grown men still did this too. They say he would he stopped, got out the car and went to go play. Like you Lawrence Phillips, you going to go play a street football game, right? Man, up, boy. I felt bad for the brother.
He said he was wild,
something was obviously wrong.
He said he was.
Yeah, but something was wrong with him.
He said he was wild, dog. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. So, did you? That was one of the probably man on a different interview. That could have been something you might have talked to Edge about. Edge kept seeing. He would go see Cecil Collins all the time. I think until the day he got out, he was always going to. Yeah, he was always going to see Cecil.
I didn't know that.
Yep, Edge is going to see them, and I love that how all these running backs in South Florida, whether it's a Dolphins running back or the college is running back, those guys they know each other, they mess with each other. Like Edge and Fred, you hear him going to see Cecil, but I think Edge is just that kind of dude anyway. I think people like to gravitate towards that man. But you start to hear how many people know Edge or deal with Edge in some kind of way. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for him. But yeah, he was him and I want to say, no, I'm not going to put that out there. I think it's Edge is one of the guys that I know that was always going to see Cecil.
Something is wrong when kids say he's going to sign early. His high school sets up a ceremony, then kid bails on his word. Doesn't say anything, just has his mama tweet. Something wrong when your child go out to the club and you say be your ass home at 11 and they come home at 1 and you sitting there trying to figure it out. You see, kids do jacked up shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we be trying to hold these damn football players who got hit in the head half their life to a different standard. You can't even get your child to come home at the right time. But we be trying to hold these football players to this different standard. He's 17 years old with 100,000 sitting on his head.
Yeah.
No, salt water. I think something was just miscalculated, bro. He's still a Kane. He just got some fixing to do, bro.
Y'all kill they kill me with that. They it's like people become the, and this is not directed at him, but it's like people all of a sudden become the moral police, become the moral police when it comes to these kids and stuff. That's not what a man does. You're going back on your word and whoop, whoop, whoop. Like, brother, you just got divorced 3 different times for cheating, and you telling him he going back on his word and he delaying the commitment. Like, what are you doing? It's
It's true,
weird, bro.
dog. It's true, dog. Oh, isn't that a red flag? He can't keep his word. You can't keep your word. You told your kids you was going to youth fair this weekend.
Right.
It's true.
Man, we gotta
Brandon,
relax,
right? They do
man.
act
Like,
like he
man.
decommitted. That's what people act like he decommitted. That's what I did the whole beginning of the video about. I think people getting early signing day mixed up with national signing day, like the second one.
Mm.
One dude told me how he fully committed if he ain't signed. Like, what do you mean how he fully committed if he ain't signed? He committed. He just ain't signed.
But even if he does change his mind, don't he got that right to do? Like, that don't make him a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, you got the right to do that. It's funny because you look at it, like when McKeska left, everybody was like, whatever. But I say if it's Kamani leave now, he was never in and yada 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 yada. Y'all weren't mad at McKeska for leaving.
Right.
Like, I know they're different
For who
players, but don't you hold them
Who
to the
for
same
leaving?
standard? The tight end, the third tight end, McKeska, decommitted and went somewhere else. I mean, I get that they're
Nobody
different
cares.
players, different caliber of players and all that, but nobody cares. It's like, why you don't think he's a bad young man now because he didn't hold to his word? Like, come on, guys. But it's okay, guys. And I want y'all to remember that. Like, one, and I'm not saying this because something bad is coming. I'm not saying this at all. I just say this in general. It ain't never been one player to make a class. I need y'all to understand that. It ain't never been one player to win the championship, except maybe like a Vince Young. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. Like, if you miss out on the guy, you miss out on the guy. You still got to build up everybody else that you have.
You do.
So don't get so invested in one guy, no matter who it is. I know it hurt, but it's all right. So nigga, think about it. We didn't bring in Marshall Faulk, and we still won championships. You know what I'm saying? We didn't bring in Shady McCoy. I mean, all these guys. We couldn't keep Shady McCoy
Yeah.
here. Like, one guy don't make it. We still UM without Marshall Faulk. It'd have been ridiculous had we got him, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. And even with the McCoy thing, we still got Greg, what's his name?
Oh yeah, with Greg Cooper, man, we had backs for days. Like, it's all right. We chose who was it? Donnell Bennett or Ferguson? I think it was Bennett. We chose Bennett over Marshall Faulk. I'm gonna let y'all keep that in y'all brain. We chose Donnell Bennett over Marshall Faulk. And we dog. Did y'all want the 90s and the 2000s to end any other kind of way? Like, it didn't even really matter that we didn't get this brother.
Yep.
We actually get some of those kids who can't keep their word either, like Citizen.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't keep his word. He's a bad character kid. He just switched out. I don't know who he was going. LSU, where he was going.
They thought he was going to stay in Louisiana. Yeah.
Right.
We got a couple of them bad character kids.
Right. We don't say nothing about that. Jake Garcia. Y'all loved Jake Garcia 2 years ago.
Yep.
That boy was committed to California, to USC.
Don Snaps. I love what Don Snaps said. Like Don Snaps says, I don't like how we overshadowed the other kids who did sign. Like, we beat out Bama for Brown, but nobody's even talking about that. We got both Brown brothers.
I try not to make our space. I try not to make our space about Kamani, because we signed a hell of a class, and then it turns into why Kamani didn't come. Like, why? Remember, I was asking Hayes last year, like, why are we wired like that? We got a number 4 class without Kamani. And instead of talking about Bane and Pancake and all these kids, Brown, and we just want to talk about what went wrong. Why are we wired like that, dog?
We act like we the
It's
coach.
greed. It's greed, bro. We want it all. We want all of it. Can't be
How does
like
that
that,
become the
man.
focal? Now, why are we wired like that, dog? Like where did that come from? We were talking
I
about that
think
last
I
year, wasn't
think
we?
I think we look at the shiniest object. He was the shiniest object. Like he was the guy that's highly ranked. Like we just still looking at numbers. Like we got it. If Kamani was a 4-star, but still Kamani, his production was still the same, but they only made him a 4-star, just like Ruben Bain. Would you be, you know what I'm saying, feeling the same way? Because you'll be like, okay, well, we got 5-star Marigold, we got, you know what I mean, all these other kids. You probably wouldn't, you wouldn't be happy, but you wouldn't be all over it like this. It would be what it was, you know. So
Hmm.
I think it's the same thing. Let it be what it's gonna be. And we got a great class.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know why. If Kamani was in the class and if, let's say if Brown flipped or Bane flipped, right? You don't think the whole conversation would have been about Brown that night? Man, what happened with Brown?
Mm,
I know if it was Bane, I know it would have been about Bane.
yeah, if it was
I
Bang,
know
yeah,
it would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
about Bane.
I don't think so. I really don't.
You don't
I
think
don't think it would
so?
have been. I think it would have been a. I think it would have been a segment, but I don't think it would have been because of like I just what I said. When you put the numbers up, they're saying Kamani number one, Kamani 5-star. You know what I'm saying? So if it would have been Brown, yeah, it was some of the diehards would have been like, dang, I thought we was getting Brown. But it would have been. We would have talked about the class. People, you know what people would have said? Like, man, we need Brown. Look at this class we got. But
I'm gonna tell
if
you.
you watch
Mm-hmm.
Brown, you see what kind of a gym that you have. But because he doesn't have whatever 247 is saying by his name the same as Kamani, they wouldn't have took it that hard.
Brown and Kamani aren't far apart, and I don't know who's number one. I don't know who's better. How about that? They
Right.
aren't far apart. Brown is a big. Brown Brown is a
Yeah,
big kid. He already has, you know what I'm saying. He already has nice size, and he'll put more. You know what I'm saying. He'll put a little bit more weight on. He's smart. He understands the game. Watch how this develops, though.
Hmm.
yeah. If you look at the DBs we got, Damari Brown, like you say, is a big DB. He can help you with run stopping. He can help you with taller receivers because of his sheer size, which is great. Carmani, he's very good at attracting the ball, so he takes risks that other DBs don't take, and he also knows how to play certain things very well. Like for instance, when you have to switch up on a player, right? He knows how to kind of play that in between where he doesn't get beat either way. So he's really good at that. Really good at reading that. But then have y'all also looked at Robert Stafford? When you look at Robert Stafford, homie is a playmaker. Like he's kind of the guy who's very really agile, like someone who's gonna stretch out to catch an interception type of dude. Plus he can help you with kickoff and punt return. He's played wide receiver, so he knows wide receiver tendencies and what they're trying to do. So and it's hard to stack up a Robert Stafford because he knows exactly what you're trying to do. So so it's different
Demar
skill
Brown,
sets you got with those three.
Demar Brown had to guard Brandon Inniss for 2 years straight in Brandon,
Hmm.
and then he had 1 year guard Malachi. I don't even know. I don't even know if there is a better development tool than that.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Now that's something that is unique as unique gets, dog. He had to guard Brandon for 2 years straight, and then Malachi in practice for 1 year.
Hmm.
So good luck with him. So good luck with him.
Especially
I
after
think
we go
part of
get Corey, after we go get Corey
who?
Raymond next year. I said, especially after we go get Corey Raymond next year. Watch out.
I think part of Kamani McLean process will be what I just said that Brown already has. You know what I'm saying? Brown has played for the Plantation Wildcats. They fucking was undefeated whole career. I think Kamani,
Mhm.
once he's challenged, once he meet that level to where it's like challenged day in and day out, you're challenged, you're challenged. Um, he had Tyler Williams at Lakeland, but I'm not. I don't really. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on there lately.
Hmm.
When Kamani gets challenged, I think that's going to be part of his growth process. How he deals with being challenged and failure. I'm sure Brown don't have a problem with failing. I'm sure he's very resilient.
Yeah, because he been through it. He been through that fire.
But that's my only thing. What exactly what you saying, Street? And they walk into a locker room, and I'm not sure they have the guys there to help them with that. Not saying it has to be that way, but the same way we talked about James and Cam when
Mm-hmm.
they were coming in, it's like Bubba getting ready to shut it down. Gervin Hall was doing Gervin Hall things. Um, the structure and leadership was in kind of disarray under Manny, what have you.
Right.
These guys didn't have
Mm-hmm.
anybody to learn from. You know what I mean? And man, um, don't get me wrong. Cam is doing fine. I think James is okay, but there could have been a lot more things there. You know what I mean? That they could learn, that they could do better, and they can understand. Like if the culture was right. So it's the same thing. These kids are coming in with a lot of. It'd be
Right.
nice if they had like a Reek or something like that. But you know, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to figure it out.
Who
Yeah,
do they
they got.
have in the wide receiver room? I mean, well, they're DBs
They,
in the DB room. Who do they have? Reek gone.
they got Couch and Porter. I just don't know what kind of kids those guys are. I just know Reek coming from Georgia, and here Reek can definitely mentor well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And even DJ Ivy, I don't know what type of person he is like when you meet him, but Ivy's been through everything, and
He
he's
gone,
still
ain't
here.
he?
He fought, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if Ivy even was still here, he's been through a lot, man, and stayed here, stuck it out, fought, and ended his career on the highest note for him that it could possibly be. I don't know if they have that in that locker room right now.
Well, they do got. They do got Damari's brother, who has spent 2 years
That's true.
in college, and he wasn't a scrub.
Hmm.
He was. I mean, you look at honestly when I look at Damari's brother, I'm kind of like he's probably gonna be one of our starting cornerbacks for next year over Damari.
I think so. Yeah. I don't see us starting any one of the freshmen. If we do, it's gonna be Kamani, but I don't see us starting any of the freshmen. They
Yeah,
may,
they got.
as season progresses, yeah.
What about Graves? Graves, I remember Graves and Jaden doing all that extra work and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what they may blossom into?
I forgot
Hmm.
about Graves too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
and that safety we got too, um, Caleb Spencer. This guy's 6'3", 210 pounds.
Yep. I think Cam gonna get a lot of dudes together.
Yeah,
I think so, but it's still position to position. It's the DB room, but the corner still need a corner. You know what I mean? Cam can help them a lot. Don't get that's not what I'm saying. But it's a lot different, you know what I'm saying, between the safety and the corner.
You know, we didn't give me couch, no credit.
I
Couch done been
think I
through a
said I
lot.
don't know. I don't know what kind of kid. I don't know what kind of
Couch a good
I
dude.
don't know. Yeah.
And you know, Porter, the son of an NFL player, you should have something in there.
I hope so.
All right, man, let's get up out of here, man. Going on 2 hours, bro. It's 12 o'clock, man. I know some of y'all gotta go to work in the morning. Anything else y'all want to say about Lamar Jackson? Have we got everybody frustrated tonight? That conversation just frustrates me to no end, bro. Like, people be like, come on, man, y'all just saying that. So what are we saying? He's sorry? You said he's not better than Deshaun Watson? Like,
Yeah.
I don't, that conversation just kills me, bro. Kills me. Like Warren Sapp said, what he said, it was what, second and 15 on the road, and we run quarterback keeper. First down. Like Warren Sapp said, pay the man. It was like second and 15 on the road. Quarterback, what do you call it? Quarterback? It was a quarterback something. First down. Pay the man.
Exactly.
All right, y'all get out of here, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Yo, listen, man. 786-459-9499. If y'all want to get down with IOD Squad, we can get up out of here. If you want to become a member, hit the join button right there. See y'all boys in the group me. Want to join, hit the join button. If you need your credit fix, there's a number right there. 954-800-8479. Text them people. Had a little Lamar Jackson talk tonight, man. Little Kamani McClain talk. Everything I know, he's still committed to Miami. He's headed to Miami. He'll be in Miami. He'll be a King. Nothing has changed there. There's some things that need fixed. Also, coaching staff is still intact. No changes there, but we're hearing there's going to be a change because I heard DVD is going to be going on the field. So listen, man, don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. I'm street and I'm out of here.